We continue now at the top of Daf Mem Tesam and Beis in Meseches Eruvin. This is Eruvin Daf 49b. The Gemara here says V'katan. Again, this was one of the differences between whether you hold Eruv works as a kinyan or Eruv works as dira. If you hold Eruv works as a kinyan, a katan cannot make a kinyan, so he cannot collect all the food for the Eruv. Whereas if you hold that Eruv works as dira, then a katan can collect the food, because the idea just is he's physically putting the food in one location, and wherever a person's food is, that's where they live, so to speak, for Shabbos, and therefore they're all able to merge together into one rishus. Amar le Abaye le Rabba. So now Abaye says to Rabba, L'didoch kasha v'lishmuel kasha. Whether we follow your opinion, whether we follow Shmuel's opinion, whether we hold that Eruv works as a dira, whether we hold that Eruv works as a kinyan, it's always going to be difficult. Why? Hatanya, because we learned in a brisa, Chamisha shagavu es Eruvin. Let's say 5 people collect their Eruv. Keshehei molichin es Eruvin l'makom acher. If they want to take their Eruv to another location to include another chutzner in the Eruv, echad molich lekulan. One person can on behalf of all of them. So the Gemara says, what are you talking about? Who knew the kakani v'sulo? If only one person is doing it, he's the only one going to make the kinyan, nobody else. Who knew the kadayer v'sulo? Or if you hold that Eruv works as dira, he's the only one moving his residence, and nobody else is. Rashi over here explains, l'makom acher sharatzu la'arev im chatzer acheres. They want to make an Eruv now with a new chatzer. Nosden besocha, they can put inside of it Eruv and their Eruv. Zeh shagavu lahatir chatzeron. This Eruv that they collected, they can put it into this new chatzer. And not only that, echad mehen molech al yedei kulan. One person can do it on behalf of all of them, meaning bishvil kulan for all of them. Va'afilu nosan hu levado pasachas bishvilon. Even if he just takes one piece of bread and does it on all of their behalves, hoil vu kvar Eruv im chaveirav. Since he already made an Eruv with his friends, konu letzorech kulan. He could do it for all of them. So how is this going to be possible? Whether you hold Eruv works as a dira, whether you hold Eruv works as a kinyan, it shouldn't work. Amar lei, so he responded to him, Lo l'didi kasha v'lo l'shmuel kasha. It's not difficult for me or for Shmuel. Shlichus dekulo ka'avid. This person who's taking the Eruv for this other chutzner to this other chutzner, he's really just a shliach of everybody else's. He can be a shliach in terms of dira, he can be a shliach in terms of kinyan. It's not a problem. Amar Rab, Amar Rav Chama Bar Guri, Amar Rav. Rabba says in the name of Rav Chama Bar Guri, in the name of Rav, Halacha k'Rabbi Shimon. The halacha is like Rabbi Shimon. Rashi says k'Rabbi Shimon dihi muteres imoen v'hein mutar and imo. Again, this is Rabbi Shimon that we said before. When you have 3 chatzeros all next to each other, and the person in the middle makes an Eruv with the one on the right, and he makes another Eruv with the one on the left, halacha is that the person in the middle can carry from his chatzer to the outer chatzeros, and the outer chatzeros back to the person in the middle. That is the halacha like Rabbi Shimon, not like the Chachamim, who were stricter than Rabbi Shimon in that regard. And it continues with the Mishnah, Misha ba baderech v'chosh chalo. Let's say a person is on the road, and Shabbos comes, it gets dark, or it's about to get dark. V'hoya makir ilan o geder. He recognizes a particular tree or a fence, and this area is 2,000 amos or less away from where he is right now. V'yamar shvisasi tachtav. And he says, I want my shvisa to be over there. Lo amar klum. That doesn't work at all. He can't say, oh, that tree is my makam shvisa, or underneath that tree is my makam shvisa, and then he can walk to the tree and then walk another 2,000 amos. But if he says shvisasi bikaro, if he says my shvisa is at the base of that tree, mahalach mimakom ragla v'yadi karo al payim amo, he can walk from where he is to the base of the tree 2,000 amos. Umei karo v'yad bezo al payim amo, he can then walk from the base of the tree to his house another 2,000 amos. Nimsa mahalich mishachasheicha arbos al payim amo. Comes out that from the time that Shabbos comes, he's going to be able to walk 4,000 amos. Rashi over here says, Again, it's about 2,000 amos away, this tree, from where he is right now. And then from the tree to his house is also 2,000. And that's what he wants to do. Lo amar klum, Rashi says, Taima mefarish b'Gemara. This will be explained in the Gemara why that's no good. But if he says, Shvisasi b'ikaro v'yodeyahu shemei karo v'yad beso ein yoser me'alpayim, kana lo shvisa b'ikaro, that does work if he says, I want my shvisa at the base of the tree. Hoel v'sayim es mekomo, since he specified his makom. V'osa shvisa kona lo alpayim l'tzad ragla v'alpayim l'tzad beso. He now gets 2,000 amos from where he is to that area, to the base of the tree, and he gets another 2,000 amos to his house. So that, in that situation, this leniency, so to speak, will work. Now the Mishnah continues, Im eino makir o she'eino baki b'halacha. Now let's say he doesn't have a specific area which he recognizes, or he doesn't know the halacha so well, so he doesn't know that he's able to do this. He doesn't know he's able to say, my shvisa is at that particular place. V'yamar shvisasi b'makomi. So he says, my makom shvisa is where I am right now. So zachalo makomo alpayim ama l'chol ruach agulos. he gets from wherever he is 2,000 amos in every direction in a circle. You draw a circle around him with a radius of 2,000 amos. Divrei Rabbi Chanina ben Antignus. That's the opinion of Rabbi Chanina ben Antignus. The Chachamim say merubos. He actually gets 2,000 amos in every direction, but you can draw it as a square. Ketavla merubas, like a square tablet. Kadesha yen niskar lezavius. Then he actually gets the corners. He's actually going to get a little more than 2,000 amos when you move to the corners. V'zui sha'amru ha'ani ma'ariv baraglov. And this is a situation where we say a poor person, meaning somebody who doesn't have bread, can make an Eruv with his feet. Wherever he is, he declares his residence for Shabbos. Amr Rabbi Meir says, Anu ein lanu ela ani. This halacha is only true by an ani. It's only true by somebody who doesn't have bread. Rashi over here says, V'zeu shamar kagon zeh shu ba b'derech ve'eini mopas. He's on the road. He has no bread. Dahashta anihu. Now he's considered an ani. Lo hitiru chacham la'arib baragla below pas. He doesn't actually have to be an ani. The point is that he's an ani in the sense that he has no bread with him. Rabbi Yehuda says, Echad ani v'echad asher. It doesn't matter if he's poor or rich. Even if he's in his house and he has bread, he's allowed to use his feet. Lo amru ma'arvin bepas ela lohakil ala asher. The reason why they allowed bread is just a leniency for somebody who does have bread. Shelo yetze v'ya'ariv baraglav. He doesn't have to go out and do it with his feet. He could send a shliach with bread. That's a leniency, but of course anyone can do it with their bodies if they want to. So the Gemara now asks, "My lo amar klum." In the first case where he doesn't specify exactly where under the tree is his makam shvisa, what does it mean that what he did is worth nothing? Amar Rav says, "Lo amar klum kolikar." What he did is completely nothing. It doesn't work at all. Tiafilu letachtav shel ilon lo matzi azel. He's not even allowed to travel from where he is to the tree itself. Rashi explains, Lo amar klum kolikar, v'lo yazaz mimakomo. He can't leave where he is right now. Sharei b'makam raglav ein lo shvisa. Where he is right now, that's not his makam shvisa. Sharei akar daito v'libo mikan. He's already uprooted his intention and his heart from this place. V'tachas ha'ilon nami lo kana shvisa. But also the tree is also not his makam shvisa. Da'alo sayim, because he didn't specify a specific area. V'yavav kol tachtav shel nofa ilon l'sochal payim amo l'makam raglav. Now, even though the entire area under the tree is really within 2,000 amos of where he is right now, mefarshin on time with the Rav l'kamon. We're going to explain later on the reason of Rav. Hoel v'lo piresh ezu dalet amos bachar lo betachtav shel ilon. Since he didn't specify which particular dalet amos under the tree is his, lav shvisa, it's not a shvisa at all. So Rav over here is the machmir opinion. Ushmuel amar lo amar klum lebeso. Shmuel says no. The only issue is he can't get all the way to his house. Aval letachtav shel ilon matzi azel. He could go to the tree. He could go to underneath the tree. V'naz atachtav shel ilon chamar gamol. And the underneath of the tree, that area becomes like a donkey camel, meaning we have to be strict in every direction. Bo limdod min hatzafon modedin lo min hadarim. If he wants to walk to the north, we measure from the southern tip of the tree. Bo limdod min hadarim. If he wants to walk to the south, modedin lo min hatzafon, we measure that from the northern tip of the tree, meaning we give him the least amount possible because we don't really know where his makam shvisa is under the tree. Rashi here explains, Shmuel amar lo amar kum levezav l'tachtav shalilon matziyazel lekaman mefarish t'chi amar Shmuel lemilse kegon dekai kol nofa shalilon besoch alpayim l'makam raglav. The case over here is the entire tree, the entire area under the tree is within 2,000 amos of where he is right now. T'chol dalet amos atanos in l'shvisa tachtav kulan ru'yoslo. Wherever you would pick, he's certainly within 2,000 amos of that area. Hilkach lebeso lo amar klum. Now to his house he can't get. To habeso rochag meikaro alpayim, because the house is more than 2,000 away from certain areas of that tree. Kedetani v'masnisin meikaro v'yad beis alpayim, like it says, from the base of the tree to his house is 2,000. V'shemahu bachar lo arba amos rishona shetachas ilon. Maybe he was in the first arba amos under the tree. Osan shel tzido, towards him. Umishamad beso yesh yoser me'alpayim. So to the house from that point is more than 2,000. Kol rochav nofa ilan, all the extra area of the branches of the tree. Avalatachtav shel ilan matzi azel. But now he could go to the tree itself. To be monavshach kol dalat amos atonos and lotachtav lishvisa nos ad makam raglav alpayim, because that area is all within his 2,000 amos. Let's say the tree is 20 amos wide or 30 amos wide. We have to always be machmer and say wherever you want to go, assume that your area of shvisa under the tree is going to be the furthest point from there. And Rashi here continues to explain that. Now Rashi here gives another interpretation of what Shmuel meant. That from the tree towards his house he gets nothing. But he could go to the tree. To Kasavar Shmuel, Dekanalo Shvisa Bebeis HaMakomos. According to this version, he actually has Shvisa in both areas. He's considered like maybe his residence is the tree, maybe it's where he's standing right now. However, Losayim Dalet Amos, since he did not designate exactly which Dalet Amos under the tree, Ein lo makam hamiyuchad lo tachas ha'ilon v'lo b'makam raglav. We don't know if his place is by his feet or by the tree. El okan, he's either or. Umimanav shach alpayim shemimakam raglav ad ha'ilon yeshlo. Either way, he will get to travel from where he is to the tree. Ucheshigiel tachas ha'ilon nasalo chamar gamal. When he gets there, he's like a chamar gamal. Ba limdod lo min atzafon min ha'ilon leveso moded lo min adaro mimakam raglav. If he wants to travel from the tree to to his house, then we assume, let's say it's to the north, we assume his residence was in the south where his feet were. Ba limdod mimakam raglav kedei lachzer la'achrav alpayim. If he wants to travel towards where he was originally, towards that direction, moded and lo min ha'ilon, we say no, he's got to measure from where the tree is. Zeh shamati. He says, I've heard this pshat. V'yesh teshuvos v'gumin yoser midai lefi lashon hashas. He says that according to this, there's many issues with saying this pshat. V'hilucho chada de kamishayil my time of the Rav havel shule tvei time of the Shmuel the milse the Rav mistaber tvei the v'makam raglav lo ratzaliknos v'sachas ilon lo kana to lo yadin my sayim aval Shmuel my svirale. He says according to this, Shmuel becomes much more difficult than Rav, because what is Shmuel holding exactly? Ikanya he below siyim likni hasam. If it works without having a specified place, let it work. V'lav kniya he lo likni. If it doesn't work, it shouldn't work. Lo hachav lo hasam, nowhere. Ta'akan lo ratzaliknos. He doesn't want to be here. V'afilu Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri lo ka'amar ela cheftzei hefker o yashin. Where did Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri say his halacha? Where was he lenient? Let's say something is hefker, someone is sleeping, then he says it's kona shvisa. Aval zeh shamar beferish eini rotza liknos kan. Somebody who says I don't want my shvisa to be over here. Hey chikna, how is that going to work? V'yod my nasa tachtov shel ilon chamar gamal. Hachi boilin lememer. It shouldn't have said the phrasing is not good. It shouldn't say the underneath of the tree becomes a chamar gamal. It shouldn't have said that. It should have said as follows: Ushmuel amar harezeh chamar gamal. This guy is a chamar gamal. He's caught between two makam shvisas. V'yod my min atzafon umin adarom b'makam echad yesh lomar mitzvono umidromo. Avol b'shnei mekomos lo shayach haylishna. If you're in two separate places, you don't have this language of north and south. That doesn't fit. So Rashi does not like this lishna achrina. He prefers the first pshat, that he's a chamar gamal under the tree. We don't know exactly where his residence is under the tree, and we'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Nun Amud Aleph.